All right. So just to refresh your memory, since you guys had the weekend, 7.6, we are almost done with it. We have two more example problems, but it was focusing on solving rational inequalities, and that was the entire lesson, just dealing with rational inequalities and solving them properly. This was our warm-up problem. We went through defining what a rational inequality is, which it's just a rational equation, but now we're utilizing inequality signs. We went over a new definition, critical number, which is really, really important in this lesson, and identifying the differences between types of critical numbers, numbers that make it zero versus numbers that make it undefined, your open and closed circles. This was the step-by-step procedure that we used to go over how to properly solve a rational inequality. And we did two examples together. I wrote our 6 steps along that left-hand side, and we went through those 6 steps nice and slowly, color-coded, where we have positive values versus negative values, positive for green, negative for red. And then finally, writing your final solution in interval notation. And this was the second example that we did together. So we have 2 more examples in this section. Example 3, this is new. So we're going to take this as our warm-up problem for today. And let's go ahead and run through our steps. So first step is everything over to one side where the other side is 0. 0 on this side, it is indeed. So that first step is complete. All right, second step, we're asked to factor. Okay, what are factor pairs of negative 15 that add to negative 2? Good. So we can break up that denominator into x minus 5 and x plus 3. Second step is complete. Third step, we want to find our critical numbers. Critical numbers, numbers that make that left-hand side either 0 or undefined. Well, what are our undefined values? By zero product property, we have x is equal to, yeah. And then what about 0? Is it possible? What are values of x that make this left-hand side 0? It's not possible, right? Because the numerator is a number. And the only way it could be 0 is if we had the numerator 0. But if it's set put at a constant, it's impossible. So 0, not possible. If it was 5x, then it would be x equals 0. So critical numbers, check. Now we're going to create a number line with our critical numbers. So because there are only the undefined critical numbers, are we going to have open circles or closed circles? Open. It's always going to be open circles with our undefined values of x. Okay. Done. Now let's move on to step 5, where we're testing values. So what is a value between negative infinity and negative 3? Negative 4. Let's plug that in. Negative 4 minus 5 is a negative. Negative 4 plus 3 is a negative. And a negative times a negative is a positive. A positive divided by a positive gives us positive. What's a value between -3 and 5? 0, right? 0, so negative, positive. What's a negative times a positive? And then what's a positive divided by a negative? And what's a value greater than 5? 6 minus 5 is 6 plus 3, positive times a positive, and a positive divided by a positive. Okay. And we're specifically looking at values of that are greater than 0. So that are positive. So green. Which means now we're on to our final step, step 6. We want to write our final solution in interval notation. So what do we have? Negative infinity, comma, -3, parenthesis, union, parenthesis. Yep, beautiful. That's it. Step 6, we're done. Yeah.
Here we put the plus and minuses on that line.
Right here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where we're choosing our test values in step 5. Think about this. This is a number line. So think about these are our ranges. So between negative infinity and -3, what's a number? We could have, I like to choose the easiest number, so that's why I say -4, but you could choose -100, you can choose -68, you can choose -729, whatever number that you choose in between here, you're just plugging back into your expression to see what it spits out. Is it going to spit out a positive or a negative? If it spits out a positive, you're going to write positive. If it spits out a negative, you're going to write a negative. Because essentially what we're doing is we want to figure out what are all of our values of x that are positive, that are greater than 0. And so if these are our critical points, we're looking at the range. Critical points are points that bring like a red flag, because essentially that's like the turning point of what's happening, whether it's 0, right? Because we're comparing it to 0. So anything that's greater than 0 versus less than 0, or whether it's undefined where we can't include those values at all. So they're open circles. And so we figure out, okay, by using test values between the ranges, we get our positive and negatives, and then we just compare it. Okay, we want positive values, so we hone in on these intervals for our final solution. Yeah.
So it can't be the in between.
Correct, because all values between -3 and 5, choose any value between -3 and 5, and you're not going to get a value that's greater than 0 when you plug that value of x in. We chose 0, so let's choose another one. Let's choose 1. If we plug in 1 here, I guarantee you we're going to get a negative value here, because 1 minus 5 is a negative. In fact, it's -4 to be specific. And then 1 plus 3 is +4. -4 times +4 is a -16, and 5 divided by -16 is not greater than 0. So that's excluded from our solution. Our solution are only values that are positive, only values that are greater than 0.
So if it was less than 0, then we would do the.
Correct. Yeah. And if it was less than or equal to 0, then we would have closed circles at what makes it 0. But in this circumstance, all of our circles are still open because it's impossible to get 0 in this expression. Yeah. Any other questions? We'll do one more practice example to really solidify this. So example 4, we have solve and write the solution in interval notation. Is the first step completed? No. We need to bring everything to that left-hand side. So we're going to subtract 5 over 3x from both sides. And so we're looking at, actually, yeah, that's fun. It's like, I don't like this being negative, but it's fine. 1/3 minus 2 over x squared minus 5 over 3x is less than 0.
So right now, less than 0, all our values should be negative.
We're looking for, when we create that number line, we're going to look for the negatives, the negative intervals. Yeah, exactly. Now, before we jump into factoring, let's combine these fractions. So let's find an LCD. What's an LCD between 3x squared and 3x? Yeah, good. You're going to multiply by some fancy forms of 1. What are we multiplying the x squared by? And then what are we multiplying that last fraction by? Yeah. So now we can all put it under one fraction of 3x squared. And then our numerator is going to look like x squared. I'm going to move the constant to the end. So I'm going to have x squared minus 5x minus 6 is less than 0. Now we can move on to step 2, where we're being asked to factor. So let's factor that trinomial. What are factor pairs of -6 that add to -5?
No.
No, your first one was correct, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we have 3x squared in the denominator, once again, less than 0. Okay, let's move on to our critical numbers. So again, critical numbers are values that make it undefined and values that make it 0. All the undefined are going to be open circles every single time. What value makes it undefined? When x is equal to 0, right? You set that denominator equal to 0. What about 0? 0 product property, we have x is equal to, yeah, and x is equal to -1. And 0 is referring to the numerator. Now, for the zeros, are they open circles or closed circles? Always refer to, it's less than 0. It's not less than or equal to 0. It's just less than 0. So there's no line underneath, so it's an open circle. And then again, undefined is always open. So critical numbers is done. Now let's jump into our number line. All are open circles. Right. number line is done. And now let's jump into our test values. So what's a value less than -1? -2. Let's plug it in here. This becomes negative, this becomes negative. Product of two negatives, positive. A negative squared is positive. What's a positive divided by a positive? Yep. What's a value between -1 and 0? -1/2. Yeah. So this is going to be negative. This is going to be positive. What's a negative times a positive? And then once again, a negative in parentheses squared is a positive. Negative divided by a positive. What's a value between 0 and 6? 1 minus 6 is negative. 1 plus 1 is a positive. Negative times a positive is a negative. And then, yeah, negative divided by a positive is a negative. What's a value greater than 6? 7 minus 6 is a positive. 7 plus 1 is a positive. The denominator is also positive. Positive divided by positive. Right? So we have some greens. We have some reds. Our solution is going to be what color? Red, right? Less than 0.
So less than 0.
Yeah. It's not one color every single time, depending on what problem. Here it's greater than 0, so it's green. Here it's less than 0, so it's red. Yeah. And so now reading this left to right, what is our final answer? Be careful. Open circle at 0. So we have to do 0, parenthesis, union, 0, comma, 6, parenthesis. Because we're excluding 0 from our solution. Yeah. But we're including everything else. And that's it. Scale of 1 to 5. You guys, how do you feel? Better at it? All right. I'm gonna give you guys maybe about 5 to 10 minutes till 10 a.m. to work on some practice problems. Yeah.